guys, it's Lewis here from Cobra UAV. So we've got an interesting little video here for you today. It's all about parallel charging with regards to Lipo batteries. Okay, so parallel charging is safe, but you have to make sure that you're being safe about it, that you're following a strict criteria of safety in order for you not to have bad things happen. Okay, and bad things I mean is your Lipo exploding, catching fire, burning your house down. Okay, so things you're going to need obviously is a parallel charger, and make sure that you've got a decent one. Okay, there are ones out there where it's just a circuit board, it doesn't have any protective housing, which, you know, they're okay, but you need to make sure that, you know, you're not touching anything electrical and potentially shocking yourself. Okay, so make sure you can get ones like Joshua Bardwell's parallel charger has got fuses. I think when I got the money, I'm probably going to upgrade to one of them because it's added protection. But yeah, you need one of these because you can charge then 6 Lipos at a time. Okay, on here you've got your balance connector, which goes through to your charger, and then your XT60 then that connects up to your charger as well. Okay, so you need one of them. The other thing you need is a battery checker. Okay, so you can plug your Lipo into here, and then you can see what the voltage is of the Lipo. Because one of the biggest things and the biggest mistakes you cannot make is you cannot charge these Lipos with a parallel charger at different voltages. It has to be within 0.2 of a volt for you to be able to safely charge with a parallel charger. Okay, so it's really important. If you've got a voltage at say 12.1 and your other Lipo has got a voltage of 12.8 or 12 or 13 or 14 volts, then you do not charge them together. You have to charge them separately. It's really important. Because the reason being, because the parallel charger doesn't know, you know, the voltages of the Lipo. So the thing is if you've got this at 13 volts and you've got another Lipo at 14 volts, then the 14 volt Lipo discharges into the other one. So if they are irregular, then it can get overcharged, and that's when bad things happen. Okay, so it's really important to get yourself a battery checker, and that all of the voltages are within a 0.2 volts on the total output. Okay, so there's that. So just as an example, I've got a Lipo bag here. I've got all of my 6S batteries in here. So they're all here. They're all discharged at the moment because me and my friend Dominic have been out flying. So we're going out today. So make sure you keep an eye out for that video. So I'm going to show you what I do. It's very simple, you know, and like I said, as long as you're parallel charging safely, it's a good thing to do. It's an easier way, because if you're charging a Lipo battery one by one, then it's going to take you a long time. And I've got like 12 Lipos here, so it'll take ages. So the fact you can use a parallel charger and charge 6 at a time, it's going to really shave off the time, providing you're doing it safely. I'm not an expert. I've only known all of the research I've done on YouTube, and I literally set in stone exactly what I'm going to do. If I move away from the Lipos and I come back half an hour later, I will recheck the voltages as well, just to make sure. Alright, so we'll move on to charging. I'll show you exactly what I do and how I set it up. Okay guys, so here I've got my Lipos in my Lipo bag, Lipo safe bag. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take each individual one. These are 6S Lipos, okay? The other thing that you need to remember is you cannot parallel charge a 4S battery and a 6S battery, or any difference like that. Simply because, obviously self-explanatory, this has got 6 cells and this has got 4 cells. So if you try and balance them, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to be a bad time, okay? So if you've got a load of 4S batteries, you charge them separate. You've got a load of 6S batteries, you charge them separate. Okay, so the 6S batteries is what I fly with. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to check the voltage first. So I've got my 6S battery voltage checker. I plug this in, and then we can see then that's giving me a reading of 22.41. Can you see that there? So I know now that that cell is 22 volts on 41. So I write down here on my table 2241. So I know that one is like that, so I can show you. Okay, 2241. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check them all. Okay, write them all down, and then I'll come back. Okay guys, so what I've done here is I've tested every single battery on here of all of the voltages. Okay, so what's important now to recognize which ones are within 0.2. Okay, so 0.2 of the voltage differences. Okay guys, so I've tested all of the voltages. Okay, I had them all separate here, and I've got 3 different piles now. So these ones are similar in voltage, okay, within that 0.2. Then I've got another set here of 3 that are different, but within similar voltage. And then 2 here that are similar as well. So I'm going to be testing 3 times, okay, but all of these groups are within similar voltage. Okay, so I've plugged these into the parallel charger. I'm letting them sit here for a couple of minutes just so they can all equalize, because when you plug them in they do try to equalize. Okay, and what we're going to do now is go over to the charger and plug them in. Okay guys, so this is what I've got here. I've got my Lipo bag, parallel chargers in there, and I've got all of my Lipos hooked up to the parallel charger. Okay, so the reason I'm charging them in this, because it's safer, that if anything was to happen, then this bag will protect it somewhat. Okay, but it is vitally important that you never leave your Lipos. Okay, you never leave them charging unattended. Okay, it's really important. So I've got my parallel board Lipos hooked up then to my charger. So on the charger now, okay, so what I'm going to do is go to the right channel. Okay, so the task is we're going to balance charge. It's a Lipo, and the cell voltage I want is 4.2. So 4.2 per cell. There's 6S batteries. Okay, now the amp rating. So this is the amp on how quickly it charges. Now these batteries are 1300 milliamp hours. Okay, so what I can do is I can charge these at 1.3 amps, or even safer at 1 amp. Okay, now if this Lipo was 1000 milliamps and I charged it at 2 amps, then that's not a good thing, because that's higher than what the recommended current is. So it's really important, okay, you look at what the milliamp hours are and then charge accordingly. So this is 1.3, okay, so I can charge at 1.3, but remember I've got 6 Lipos, so in effect this is being recognized by the charger as one big battery. Okay, so I can afford to charge it at a higher amp rating, because it will be split between all of the Lipos. So if you work out, these are all 1300 milliamp hours, so 1.3 times 6, okay, comes to like 8. So I'm going to charge at say 7 amps just to be a little bit under, and then obviously it will charge a little bit quicker as well. So 7 amps, start task, and we're away to go. So what I do from here is I will pack up this, make sure it's secure, and then what I've got then is I've got an Army cartridge case here. It's got the power supply, and I'll put this bag in there along with the charger just as added protection then as well. Alright, and that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more. Ta-ra now.